Doors swing wide and the brass band bites. We're queens of the downtown lights. High heels on the cobblestone, laughter in a line. Bartender winks like y'all look fine. Spin that stool, cue that song. It's a good time night and it's running long. Oh, the bass hits low and the fiddle says go. We're a glitter storm ready to blow. One beer, one bourbon, two hands in the air. Three friends shouting like we own the square. Four shots of freedom in a plastic cup. If the night says dance and we turn it up. Hey, 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 we ain't slowing down. One beer, one bourbon, tonight's our town. Photo booth feathers kiss print walls. Boots on the table breaking rules and stalls. DJ drops a throwback, we lose our minds. Sing every word like it's holy lines. Street corner sacks with a $10 hat. Tips in the case, can you play like that? Spin me once, spin me twice. Sugar on the rim and a little more ice. Oh, the bass hits low and the band says go. We're on fire, ready to glow. One beer, one bourbon, two hands in the air. Three friends shouting like we own the square. Four shots of freedom in a plastic cup. If the night says dance, then we turn it up. Hey, 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 we ain't slowing down. One beer, one bourbon, tonight's our town. Yeah. Right side, where you at? Right here, right here, right here, right here. Hands high, tell 'em that this year, this year, this year, this year. Sip slow, let it burn. Our turn, our turn, our turn, our turn. Clap, 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 clap. We're midnight bride, we're summer loud. Little bit wild, a lot of proud. If tomorrow asks who wore the crown, tell 'em Neon gave it downtown. One beer, one bourbon, two hands in the air. Three friends shouting like we own the square. Four shots of freedom in a plastic cup. If the night says dance, then we turn it up. Hey, 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 hearts beating to the sound. One beer, one bourbon, tonight's our town. Yeah. Hey. Hey, hey. Hey. Tonight's our town. Tonight's our town.
Hey everyone. Wasn't that fun? I love that one. I was like, oh my gosh, I've got to share that song. All right. Hi everyone. I'm author Elizabeth Ann West, CEO of Future Fiction Press and Future Fiction Academy. It's Friday night. I am legit losing my voice. We'll see what I got left tomorrow. All right. Let's do some intros, shall we? I want to see me on the background. Okay, that kind of works, I guess. I need to learn more how to do this. Nope. Oh gosh, no. Oh no, now I'm too small. Nope. Okay, that's better. That works. I like that one. I tried doing this one, but it just made it all the way big, so that did not work. Okay, hello. Let's say hello to everybody. Did y'all like that song? Was it fun? Did you feel like you were on the streets of Louisville with Taylor and Emily and that evil Brianna? All right, so thank goodness it's Friday. Yes, Susan. Hello. Whoop, whoop. TGIF. Yep, Lee, if you missed the first one, we got through 5 chapters. So we got up to the point that she is at Carter Creek and all that. So good evening, Harper. Good evening, Rebecca. Hi, Liz. Hey, Tiffany. I love the mermaid fantasy romance. That is so fun. So much fun. And yes, to answer your question, Lee, they Udio and Suno both take the lyrics. I think you do have to have like a pro account to do that. Double check. But like I have a pro Suno account for $10. I get so much joy out of it. So much joy out of it. I love making songs for these things. So, yep, April, let's go. I love it. I love it. Nope, you can put on your own lyrics. That's what I always do. Exactly. Hello, Danny. Yo. Yes, if you have a rock star story, having a soundtrack would be absolutely great. So we've been talking about this. We really think that transmedia is the next big thing, that we are able to do so much with our story. That song perfectly captures the feel of when they're out partying and all that. I love it. I want to listen to that song. I want to put it on my playlist, and even one of the names of the chapters is One Bourbon, One Beer. So you could even take your chapter names, turn them into songs so that you have a song list on Spotify or wherever that matches the chapters. And I think that that's really fun. Lots of fun. Definitely gives me something to listen to while I'm editing the line edit. Oh, thank you, Rebecca. The song really sets the mood, and yeehaw. Good. Or the song A Couple Dances at their wedding reception. Yes. Oh, you fell half asleep. It's okay. No worries. We're glad you're here with us now, Roz. Good. Hey, Cassie. Good job. Daniel, Echo. I love it. Do I have speakers on? No, it actually plays through StreamYard. I just click it and it plays through the StreamYard. All right. Yeah, I know it looks more like Nashville, but you know what? I threw it together in 10 minutes, Lynn, so you get what you get. But I agree. Cassie says a lot of dark romances have a track list with it. Oh my gosh, I would love to do some cool soundtracks and some cool music. Hey, Rochelle, good to see you. Oh, I know. It's hard when you're by yourself up here. But I agree. It does look like Nashville. I just asked for downtown. I didn't ask for Louisville. I just asked for a downtown. Okay. So, you have your notes, the same notes that they have been. Let me update the share so you can see how I prompted to get the, what you do is when you share a ChatGPT link, you want to keep clicking share after you've added word of that conversation, and it'll update all of the links that you have out there so that people can get the most updated chat from you. So I went ahead and updated that so you guys can see that. Okay. YFD Palooza. We are halfway done, folks. I'm going to share my screen. Share. There we go. Couple of little announcements. We are here at the 8 p.m. one. So we have tomorrow. No, we are not. We are at this one. My goodness. We are July 25th. So there's only 2 more left. Tomorrow morning, Saturday, and Saturday night. So we'll be wrapping up the book. Also, you can join the accelerator. We are still taking people for July for $249 a month, and you can save more by saving more if you buy 6 or 12 months. Cool thing about Accelerator is you get access to Your First Draft, which we used in our first 2 sessions right away. You get that free token and you're off to the races. To put it into context with everybody, I'm at 5.5 hours on this book, I think. No, I'm at 5 hours. 3.5 plus 1.5, because we only did 1.5 earlier. I'm at 5 hours on this book, and I have 9,000 words edited, and I have over 50,000 words drafted to go through. So all I have to do is continue to go through the book. That's it. That's insane, okay? To be 5 hours and I have a whole draft, and I've already through 5 chapters in that 5 hours. To keep it in perspective, it took us 6 hours to do 20,000 words, but that was a little bit different. This one, we worked a little bit longer on the outline and all that. It really took longer than 6 hours because I already had the outline. I already had the outline for Snowstorms and Schnapps when we did No Sleep Till Brooklyn on October 6th. So really and truly, if I took off the 3.5 hours, that would be equivalent to what happened with me writing the outline and all of that. We have an hour and a half that we've edited 5 chapters. It took us 6 hours to generate and edit through 12 chapters back in October. So we're definitely getting faster. Leveling up. Okay, we do have some fantastic classes this month. So what you can do is building your own automations. This class is fantastic. Again, the coupon code for all of these classes to take, hold on one second. I will put it here. Oh my goodness. There we go. So your coupon code is your first draft, all in caps. You can get 50% off this Transform Your Writing Process with N8N, building your own writing automations. This is a great class. If you couldn't pick it up from the free YouTube that we did, this goes more in depth about how to set it all up for less than $5 a month. And you can actually start playing with agentic workflows. Now, agentic workflows are brand new. They're not the most stable of LLM use cases, but by getting in at the ground floor, you're going to be head and shoulders above everybody else for the next couple of years as this really starts taking off. Agentic workflows allow you to do a task with one AI and for it to hand off to another for evaluation and everything like that. So it allows you to scale your writing output. You can do your marketing. You can reclaim your time. This is all the curriculum, and it is $249, but with the coupon code Your First Draft, you can get it for $125. I think that that's an absolute steal. We're trying to make sure that everybody is armed with the information that they need to move into the future. Okay, so there's that class, which is also part of a fantastic bundle. Now, if you want the bundle comes with the Your First Draft or the N8N one, but it also comes with, right here, share this tab instead. Sequencing and automate bundle, N8N. So this is a bundle of 2 classes to help you sequence and automate your prompts. If you've never sequenced before, it takes a little bit of work to figure out, how do you build the prompts to make a sequence. So the sequence class teaches you how to build those prompts that you can use that technique in Raptorwrite, in Plot Drive, anywhere really that you're working. And then you have also included in this is the N8N. This is $350, so you can get both of those classes for what is it, $175? I think it is $175. So for $50 more, you can go ahead. Oh no, it's not 50% off. I take that back. It's 40% off. So I think it comes out to $210. $210 gets you both of those classes. Same coupon code. Oh, that's what I'm doing wrong. I see. I closed it. That was my bad. I'm getting the hang of this. There's just 2 more classes to share, you guys. And I appreciate you all listening. We also have writing a series with AI, which is $129. You can get that 50% off, and also expanding a novella into a novel. Both of those are selling like hotcakes as well. If you like the Your First Draft Bootcamp does not have a coupon code. Love that little chameleon. This is for people who are not in the mastermind or in the accelerator. I'm getting you the notes link. Don't worry. Hold on one second. I'm looking for a shy jackrabbit. I think that's it. I put the link in the chat, and I'll make sure that it gets put in the description as well later on. Yeah, so Your First Draft Bootcamp. If you're not in the accelerator and you're not in the mastermind, this is opening up for you August 15th. We are offering it as a pre-order. There are about 80 spots left of the 100. It's $300. Please note, you do not need to purchase this if you are a mastermind or accelerator member. And they're not, oh, that's the link to the chapter one? Oh, thank you. Now I'm just being dangerous. There's the YFD Palooza. Okay. I've had some people in the mastermind be like, well, why do they get 4 free tokens? It's not free. It's $300. 75 times 4 is 300. So they're going to be paying for the tokens the same as everybody else while we are moving into beta. And again, $75 gets you 1 token, y'all, for each one of those runs that I did last night. 1 token can get you 45 to 65,000 words. $75 can get you an entire novel that you're one-clicking and getting, and then you're ready to just edit it. I can't explain how it feels. It's interesting because it seems like Why would I want to one click and have it follow through a sequence of loops? I think that there's decision fatigue. I think that there's just fatigue in general, mental fatigue, when you are actually manually pressing the loop buttons inside of like Plot Drive or inside of RaptorWrite or in somewhere else. It takes a little bit out of you because you're clicking the button, you got to wait, see if it generated. Then you're reading it. Then you're doing the next one. And it's just not as efficient. We know that efficiency increases when you can batch your time, right? When you can batch your tasks. So by allowing your first draft to go ahead and loop all those chapters, even if you run into the scenario that I did this morning, where some of the chapters had chunks that repeated action and didn't quite align because my outline was very sparse, it's still faster because I think I whittled down like 12,000 words to 9,000 words. I mean, you get to be ruthless. You get to be like, nope, cut that. Nope, change this. Nope, undo this. And you just get through the book. Get it into readers' hands a lot faster. So that's what this class is for. And it's a pre-order, so there's only 81 seats left, and it'll be available until it opens up August 15th. So there we go. And then last but not least, the one that everybody is so excited about, if you are an advanced student, and I'll share this tab instead, we have kind of a once in a, I don't want to say lifetime exactly, because I think that Bad Evan may end up doing it again at some point in the future. If he was here tonight, he would be like, don't tell me what I'm going to do. But it would be quite a long time before he does this. Bad Evan is a brilliant businessman who has multiple businesses. He has multiple publishing companies. He has built himself up to being over a 7-figure publisher. And so part of this program is he is building a brand new publishing company from scratch, start to finish, that's going to end up with 5 pen names and 5 books on each pen name. And best of all, he's going to show you how he does it step by step. The meetings are on Sundays from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. It is recorded. And then there are certain, if you still buy it now, we're still in a window, I think, where you get like your books looked at him or you get an hour. There's, I believe, 22 spots left in this particular program. So this is the publishing summit, the 6-month publishing summit. It is 6 months. It is $5,000, but you can use Klarna, which once you go pay, you have to go all the way like you're absolutely going to pay, and then it'll show up for the Klarna if you want to do installments. However, please don't take this lightly. This is a program that is very, it's going to expect you to already know how to write a book. Okay, so don't go to this if you've never written a book or anything like that. If you have books ready on your hard drive and stuff, great, but this is not for the beginner. I don't want people to go like, well, I really want to be serious about this, so let me buy this $5,000 program, and that's going to make me, a millionaire overnight. No, this program is about being a mighty mid-lister. And let me tell you something, mid-listers get bills paid. Mid-listers are the people whose book sells in and out, season after season, no matter what. So I think it's a fantastic program. There are not that many people I would allow to teach something like this. So it's a great opportunity. He is very busy next year, so I don't think he's going to teach it again anytime soon. It will start August 3rd, and it will run into January. Okay, so that's a little bit of it. The cool things that we have this month, they're super cool. We have things to offer for every single person. And again, that coupon code is Your First Draft, which will not work on the bootcamp or the summit. So if it's got a weird name after it, the coupon won't work, but it will work on the classes. All right, I'll take off the banners. Okay, so let's get into this. I want to thank everyone who has been, how many people have seen all, like this is your fourth time with me, and you've been to the other 3? Oh, hello, Skew Lights. Glad you could make it. We had a great song at the top. Plumstone says me. Danny says yep. Bill says yep. Ely says yep. Fun 4 times. Thank you, Donna. Thank you. Good job. Just Mesha and Susan. Well, from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you guys so much. Xylia Eden, thank you. Listen, I'm an energy vampire. I know it. I love being live with you guys, even though sometimes I make mistakes and say word salad sometimes, some things, but it makes it special for me that you guys are here. It helps me get my work done. I can't tell you enough how much it means to me when you guys are in the chat and everything like that, and we're working together. So thank you. I hope some of you are working on your own YFD projects while we're working on this. Joseph has been hard at work getting all these little bugs fixed, and we are really, really getting excited about launching that beta August 15th. So hopefully I'll see some of you guys who are not in the mastermind or the accelerator in boot camp, because I will be your chief instructor. Be afraid. Be very afraid. Okay, let's catch back up with Taylor and Brianna and Emily. When we last left off, I had 3 manuscripts, 3 versions of the manuscript, threw them into Plot Drive. I showed you how to do that, and then I gave you guys all the prompt for it to evaluate all 3 of those manuscripts to see which one followed the outline the best. Did they have the sex scenes that were required? And how was the writing? Which one was the closest one to publishing? Now, Gemini may have been biased and said Gemini was the one closest to publishing. However, I have to say I would kind of agree, because I was reading the Gemini chapter and I was like, this is great. I love it. Until I went and read Claude. And then I was like, oh, but I like some of these words too. That's the trap. It's quicksand. It's a trap. If you are someone who's going to run multiple versions, if you are a baker, that's what we call it, somebody who bakes all these different flavors and varieties and then like kit bashes them together. Your job is to find what works, not to find the best. You can try to find the best if you'd like to, but do not be surprised if you try to find the best output and you also end up like, this was not faster than me just writing it myself. Okay? So I'm not saying you can't be the best. I liked Claude for 2 chapters, and then Claude and I broke up because he deviated from the outline. Okay, he got fired. He was able to hold it together for and even that, he was messed up. I had to perform surgery last session. Okay, I had to take 4 chapters and somehow whip them into shape and turn them into 5 chapters. So, there you go. But the baking is a trap, truly. It is if you're baking and you're going to taste test everything. But if you think of it like clay, let me let Dasha, and she's scratching my door. Come on, Dasha, dude. It's not alive if Dasha doesn't want to try to come in. Roz says, reckon I'm still a gardener without a green thumb. Me too. Plants die on me. They just can't hack it. It's not my fault. I definitely don't forget to water them or overwater them. They just don't have it in them. Okay, so at any rate, our 4 job types were gardener, people who like to just pull a little bit from the AI. They mostly are writing. They're just kind of using the AI when they get stuck or for different tasks or things like that. Then there is a weaver, somebody who takes chunks of AI writing, and then they usually like write in between because they like to type. A lot of pantsers are weavers. Then we have bakers who like to have as many versions of a chapter as they possibly can. They're on the hunt for the best one. And then we have architects. Your first draft is an architect's dream, because an architect you give the instructions, almost like the building plans. It's not an accident. We call them blueprints. You give the instructions, and then the instruction. Gosh, you are going to mess up my internet here, hon. You give the instructions, and then it just constructs the entire thing. If you were an architect baker, we had a different name for that. I think it was an alchemist, but I'm not sure. We had fun with those job types last year. Okay. So, oh no, you guys could hear the dog barking. I'm sorry, that wasn't even Dasha. That was stupid Kira outside in the backyard. Yeah. If a pantser married an architect and had a kid with CDO, it's me. All right, Steph, architect here, love the blueprints. Yeah, and the goal of your first draft is you should learn on the free 5-chapter one just to learn the mechanics of the tool. Then you should go on to a genre-neutral open canvas blueprint so that you can learn how to change it. And then finally, you can start using the genre-specific ones as shortcuts, so there's less for you to change. But I wouldn't recommend jumping right to the genre shortcuts I didn't know this until we actually built the tool and watched how people learned it. If you don't do one that you have to change everything, you fall into a trap. I mean, we're all about the traps here. It's like Jumanji. You fall into the trap of not knowing what you can change and what you can't change. So doing the genre neutral one teaches you like, hey, you are in full control. So then when you use one of the shortcut ones like Crimson Vows or Buttercup Promise, or I think Lavender Scone is April's for historical cozy mystery, then you've already done one where you've changed everything. So now you know that nothing is sacred. You can look at that one and you can make the changes that you disagree with. It's not precious. You're the boss. Okay, so I'm going to share again my screen, but we are going to get to work. So I'm going to share this tab instead. Other cool announcements is that the Future Fiction Press is alive. We have books on Amazon. Sydney Marsh has published, and so is Margot Hollis. They both have books available on pre-order. There's those links. I'm super excited about this. The Sydney Marsh book, Snowstorms and Schnapps, is the first one that we used Easy Peasy Book Machine to really automate all together as a group and edit, and it's 95% AI. So Harper says, unless you're me and jump right in and turn everything else into a Wordverse harem. That's fine. That's fair, Harper. You can absolutely do that. That's totally fair. Okay, so this weekend is You Can't, You Won't, and You Don't Stop from Beastie Boys Sure Shot. Thank you for all the great inspiration. We are writing another Sydney Marsh book up to 20 chapters in less than 8 hours. I don't know if we'll do less than 8 hours. We are at 5 right now, so I think that that's a tall order, but that's okay because it's double the word. So really it should be 12 hours. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. It should have been 12 hours, not 8. There was a little bit of pre-work. This is all the information about the book, the notes, 2.5 hours of prep work. Then we had an hour where we were like getting it to run, and editing chapter 1. So day 1 was 3.5 hours right here. We're on day 2. We did a 10:30 a.m. start. You had all your word counts, and then the prompt was read these documents above to get the executive summary of how they were working. And we ended up at 1.5 hours. So because we stopped at 11:40, we stopped at noon, basically 11:44. So this is 5 hours. We have book outlined, drafted, and 5 chapters edited. 9,000 words. I'm saying 8,945 rounds up, people. All right, so this is the 8 p.m. session, and we're going to go ahead and get started. All right, so I am working inside a plot drive. Share this tab instead. Now, I took the time to organize my plot drive. Oh, this was a bonus scene for the Mountain Man. Sorry, that was a different project I was working on. I do love the project sorting on plot drive. What was great about this is I had to do this thing where I just turned on all the chapters and I told it to write me a bonus. I said, write me a bonus scene for the newsletter, and it just did it. So that I could edit it and send it off. But we're working in Bridesmaids and Bourbon. Okay, so in Bridesmaids and Bourbon, I have a things to fix later. This is just some notes to myself of not sure what I was like, what I wanted. Then these were all the different manuscripts. I'm going to go ahead and turn them off. So in case I run any prompts, I'm not accidentally got something on. And that was where I got the evaluation of the 3 manuscripts. This is my final right here. And I kind of want to denote this a little bit. I need an emoji. I always forget how to get the emojis. Emojis on Mac. It is Function E. No. I need the shortcuts. Control, Command, and Spacebar. Okay. That's what I always get wrong. Okay, so Control, Command, Spacebar. Now I have the emojis. We'll put a book 1 right there so that I can see that it's the final book right there. Then we have, this is Bridesmaids and Bourbon, Gemini, all the Gemini chapters. So I'll close that. Then there's Claude, and then there's Ion. And so basically I have it organized this way. OCD. I wondered if you meant OCD, Bill. Very, very cool. There's project sorting. I don't think that there's project sorting necessarily as much as there's like things can be put into a project. That's what I meant. Like I like that I can keep things into a project and it's a drop down to go find it. So that way I didn't have to go fishing on my Google Drive to go find the manuscript for Snowstorms and Schnapps. It was just already in my plot drive, so I could go grab that and do the marketing work that I needed to quickly do. Yep. Okay, so we had through chapters 1 through 5. We left off with, and before I move on this, I'm going to go ahead and do a new document in this thing, and we're going to call this a check. All right, because I was going fast. And in the evaluation, I'm going to turn on the story dossier. So we're going to turn on all of these chapters here. And using the check, I'm like, hey, can you read the chapters, the 5 chapters above? And tell me if there's anything in them that would prevent publication. Such as a prompt or plot lines that don't make sense, such as if she had her phone when she shouldn't, etc. I am especially looking for any duplicated content or time. All right, so that's my prompt. I'm going to give it to you guys in the notes really fast. So it's in your notes. Go back to plot drive, Elizabeth. I can close these, yeah. I don't need project log. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and click go, and I'm asking Gemini Pro to check this out for me. So I'm just gonna click go, and it's looking at, you know, story dossier and those documents. The go button is a button I designed, so it's literally active documents and then whatever your prompt is underneath it. I am going to reread chapters 1 through 5. Okay, that's not negotiable. That's not something I get to skip later on. But if I can catch the big mistakes now, that means I can catch the smaller mistakes that the AI can't catch later on. If we had anybody die in this one, that's a problem. It's a romance for a wedding. Although I guess that could be funny. But yeah, that's a good one too. Looking like, did they die and come back? That's a good one. There's one critical issue. Oh dear. Critical issue, duplicated time. The end of chapter 3 and the beginning of chapter 4 describe the exact same sequence of events. Taylor's phone dies, the shuttle arrives. The chapter starts with the bus door hissing open and her stepping into the storm. So look at that. So I can make that fixed. This is an easy fix. You need to combine these 2 moments. The simplest way would be to end chapter 3 as the bus pulls up to the resort and the door opens. Delete the first 2 paragraphs of chapter 4 and repeat the arrival. Start chapter 4 with the character stumbling into the lobby. Isn't that amazing? I took a deep breath and stepped into the storm. And then begin chapter 4 with, we stumbled through the door into the resort lobby, a blast of warm cedar-scented air, shocking comfort. There we go. We have some document start headers. That's fine. Plot and consistency check. You handled this perfectly. She keeps her phone. Brianna disables the alerts. The battery drains believably, and it dies at the most dramatic moment. Aunt Ruth providing a charger in chapter 5 is a logical, welcome resolution to that immediate problem. No plot holes here. The wallet, also handled. The sabotage, this all makes sense. Taylor's actions are perfectly in line with the dossier. She's the number ones. Minor observations. Chapters 2 and 3. Sabotage. That works well for in media res style mentioned in your dossier. However, if you wanted to build a little bit more tension, you could slightly expand the pub call scenes to make Taylor's intoxication and lowered guard feel more gradual. Stylistic choice, not a flaw. Chapter 4 versus Chapter 5. Chapter 4 covers the arrival and Beau's offer of a room. Chapter 5 covers the walk to the cottage and Taylor settling in. In your original dossier, all of these events are outlined under a single Chapter 5. This is not a problem at all. It's a natural evolution of the writing process. But it's worth noting that the story's pacing has been expanded from the initial outline, which is often a good thing. You guys, I passed. I give myself a pat on the back. We had one, if you watched this morning, this is good. Was this Gemini or 03? This is Gemini 2.5 Pro. It's very, very good at analysis and all of that. So these are some really great techniques, hopefully, that you guys are picking up to be able to check these manuscripts. So we're going to make that quick change. I'm going to thumbs it up, and I'm going to go ahead and give this as the response so you guys can see. So your first draft right here, share this tab instead. I'm going to do a toggle, and it's the response. And we'll do it as a drop down, and then we'll paste it in. And then that way it's right there. Okay, so you guys have exactly the prompts that I did, and then the response. Oh, and I use Gemini 2.5 Pro as the model. Okay, so I had to do those one little fixes. Let me go back to Plot Drive, share this tab instead. So the check isn't needed anymore, but I don't want to lose it. So I'm just going to throw it in my evaluation. We'll call it check chapters 1 through 5. So I'm keeping that because I am eventually going to have to go through all this, and I'm going to take notes on what didn't work. And so this way I can actually check against how accurate the AI was. If I find some other things, I will notice if the AI got it wrong, how accurate the AI is. This is a helpful thing that you can do once you're done with your process so that you can check the AI's work. Harper says that she also loves Gemini for analysis. Fantastic. Okay, so let's make that quick little change that it suggested. And I love that it even told me exactly what to do, like where to end it, which is where I thought I ended it. I took a deep breath, so we're in chapter 3. That's where we ended it. And then the chapter 4, it says, start it with, I don't actually want to do that because this one is long. Miss end of the line. I'm not supposed to be here. Oh. All right, so there's that one, but I really like the details in chapter 4. Like, I love her feet getting stuck, and so she's barefoot. Oh, we have ozone. We'll take that out. That's a deep edit. That's a line edit. And she shouldn't know what the angel share is. Or maybe she does. I don't know. We'll leave it in there. We'll decide later if she doesn't know. Mud and slurry. My Todds are ruined. Run. Kicked off my stilettos. We stumbled in. Okay, so yeah, I like that one. So I'm going to end chapter 3. And here's the thing, because I duplicate this stuff, the original one is all preserved in Claude. So I can absolutely change it. And then this is a good way to end on. Welcome to Carter Creek. Please proceed directly to the reception desk. Resort staff will assist with luggage retrieval. All right, so I'll take that out. I'd rather cut 200 words from the 2000 word chapter than to cut words from the 1500 word chapter. So that was my choice. Okay, so now we're in chapter 5. And now we get to go find a chapter 6. Let's go grab Gemini chapter 6. So she's got the phone. Okay, we have 2,300 words on this. A low, persistent hum had been the soundtrack to my descent into sleep. Its sudden absence was what woke me. Silence was a physical presence. Pre-dawn blue, the world outside a wash of gray and charcoal. My phone. %. It wasn't much, but it was a world away from zero. It was a lifeline. I hate I padded out of the bedroom. I always think of a whap, whap, whap. We're gonna gingerly step out of the bedroom. I like my adverbs. You can pry them from my cold, dead hands. Yeah. Warm. Cottage was quiet. Beau was gone. Hurricane lamp sitting in the middle of a heavy farmhouse table. Pilot light. I found a mug in a cupboard, heavy ceramic in a deep cobalt blue, and poured myself a cup. It was black, strong, and blessedly hot. Back door creaked open and boot breath bustled in. Aww. Now caked in mud. She didn't seem the least bit surprised. Morning, honey. Beau's wrangling with it now. Good thing we still got propane for the important things. Aw. Nonsense. Can't face a crisis on an empty stomach. It's the Carter family motto. Now eat. I love this. This is so great. It's best to let him have his space. Again, a cascade of notifications. The piece was over. 72 unread messages, 14 missed calls, 3 voicemails. The bridal party group chat was a dumpster fire of hysteria. I scrolled, my heart hammering against my ribs. Oh, nope. Let's not have the heart hammering against the ribs. That's an AIism. The bacon turning to lead in my stomach. Oh my God, guys, I went through my bag. Tay, I have your wallet. I'm so sorry. I'm a monster. I'm the worst cousin in the world. 612. Okay, everyone, calm down. Panicking doesn't help. Taylor, if you see this, I'm pinging your Find My. Looks like you're way west of us. Sending coordinates to the group. Stay put. We'll figure this out. This is a nightmare, Richard. The resort manager just called me. Taylor's a no-show for her room. What do I tell people? Oh my God, I feel awful. I just told her to get on the overflow bus. I thought it was going right back to the resort. I hope she's okay. Yeah, Brianna. The blatant performative lie made my blood run cold. She was laying the foundation for her plausible deniability. From another bridesmaid, I barely. Should we call the police? Let's give it a minute. She probably just met some guy. You know how she gets. She'll turn up. Tiny digital confession. Rage, so pure and hot it was dizzying, surged through me. She hadn't just sabotaged me. She was assassinating my character to cover her tracks. First 2 were panicked messages from Emily. The third was from a number I didn't recognize. I pressed play. Good morning. This is Deputy Mariah Green with the Woodford County Sheriff's Office. I'm calling for a Taylor Ramsey. We've received a report of a potential missing person from a Miss Emily Sutton. I see from a location ping that you appear to be in the vicinity of Carter Creek. Just wanted to let you know for your safety that both the main bridge on Route 421 and the old low-water bridge on Salt Lick Road are closed due to severe flooding. All roads in and out of the valley are impassable. County engineers will reassess in the morning, but we're not expecting them to reopen until tomorrow afternoon at the earliest. If you are safe, please contact your party and let them know. And ma'am, stay put. Tomorrow afternoon. The words echoed in a sudden silence of the kitchen. The wedding was at 5 p.m. tomorrow. No, it wasn't. The wedding was Sunday. There was still so much to do. My carefully constructed schedule, my timelines, my entire world of order and control shattered. I had failed. I had failed Emily. In my family's eyes, this would be the ultimate screw-up, the final confirmation that for all my competence with numbers, I'm just going to say my ultimate screw-up. Bad news. As if I could hide from the digital chaos. Okay, now we have Beau. I like it. Generator's back. What's wrong? The bridges, they're closed, both of them, until tomorrow afternoon. He nodded slowly, his expression unchanging. He wasn't surprised. I figured as much. Creek's higher than I've seen it in a decade. He tossed the wrench onto a mat inside the door and came further into the kitchen. Poured himself a coffee, his movements economical and calm. His presence was a grounding force against the storm of anxiety whipping through me. We'll get you back. The second the roads are clear, I'll drive you myself. But the wedding. Is Sunday. He finished for me. A lot can happen between now and then. You need to eat. Back into the gram. Breaker must have tripped. It's in the generator shed. I'll go reset it. I'll come with you. The idea of being left alone with my spiraling thoughts was unbearable. She doesn't have any shoes, though. We need to figure out the shoes situation. Oh, borrowed boots. They took care of it. Thank you. Held the light steady. Just have to reset the main relay. Is it just me, or am I expecting the Velociraptor dinosaurs to eat them? There. Thanks. I'm good at following instructions. Something tells me you're more used to giving them. Oh, hello, Bo. First, I called Deputy Green's number. She answered on the second ring. I explained I was safe and that the owner was looking after me. She sounded relieved and promised to update my family. Next, I opened the group chat. I ignored the swirling vortex of panic and snark and typed a single clear message addressed to no one and everyone. I am safe. I'm at the Carter Creek Bourbon Resort. A deputy has confirmed both bridges are flooded out. I'm stranded here until they reopen, likely tomorrow. I will be at the wedding the second I can get there. Please stop panicking. I have it handled. I then opened up a private message to Emily. I am so sorry. It's okay. It's a long story, but I'm safe. Stuck because of the floods. I will move heaven and earth to get to you tomorrow. Don't worry about me. Just focus on you and Matt. I love you. Oh, thank God. I was so worried. We can send someone. No one can get in or out. I'm fine. I promise. The owner's helping me. I'll see you tomorrow. Now go be a bride. That was all I could do. I had ceded control to the weather, to a man I barely knew, and the world hadn't ended. Okay. So, looks like you're stuck with us for the next 24 hours. A 24-hour exile, I murmured. I looked at him. His eyes were steady. I was trapped, 60 miles from where I was supposed to be. And yet, the panic had receded, replaced by a strange, quiet hum of anticipation. Until then, you're safe here. He wasn't just offering a room anymore. He was offering sanctuary. Okay. I likes it. So we'll duplicate it. We'll call it Chapter 6 Gemini. Now, I'm going to go take a look at Claude. Actually, I'm going to take a look at Ion. We haven't really looked at Ion much. Oh, we have sunlight. Okay. I want to see if there's more dialogue. Morning sunshine. Can't have you. That man. Black is fine. Pish posh. Okay. I like this line here. Okay. Yeah, I don't hate this, but again, I already picked one that I liked. Although now I second guess myself, you know? Carter Creek area. That's hours from away. What's happening? Oh my gosh. Maybe she found a real party out in the sticks. I kind of like this better. This, should I Uber a canoe to Carter Creek? No, that's ridiculous. Stay put. Stop panicking, everyone. Drama queen. Shelby, do not engage in any canoe-related activities. I vote we bring this in. Yep, we're bringing all of that in because that is great. Yep. I want that in my book. So we're coming back to Gemini here, and we're going to take out all the there we go. Survivalist Barbie. So glad everyone assumed I was okay. I don't know. I want a snarky thing there. Let's see what it said in here, how she reacted to them over here. So this was from Ion. The messages continued. Okay. End of message. Okay. Possibly storm related. Okay, so there we go. I like that part, and we'll just clean this up in post. We don't need to, I scrolled and scrolled. So back over here. There we go. We're not going to have heart hammering against the ribs. Missing person. Actually done something. This is deputy. There we go. All right, I likes it. We got 3,000 words. Okay, I'm looking at the chat here for a little bit. She needs to learn to give up control. I see that, which is why I said that for those of us who obsess, running it through multiple models may not be the best idea. Yeah, it's not. In my scenario, though, are you guys seeing how I'm liking? How I'm doing it, though, Susan, where I'm only looking for specific pieces. I knew that those text messages in the original Gemini was not. I didn't get the feel 72 text messages when it was. I think it's funnier to have all the text messaging. Yeah, I'm picking and choosing the good parts. Exactly. And I'm also, experienced enough as an author to go, hey, this feels thin. This feels thin. I want more here. So I'm all good. Okay. I will look at Claude, but we're not taking anything from Claude unless we absolutely have to. Although I kind of want better interaction between them, but this is already 3,000 words. So what am I going to do? Well, I could make things beefier. Or we could just have a long chapter. That's fine too. This last chapter is what, 2,000 words? Oh, it's very short, 16. I could always do rechapterization at the end and put like chapter 4 and chapter 5 together. And then that would be a 3,000 word chapter. So if I want chapters to be 2,000 to 3,000, I can always fix the chapterization later. We'll just keep moving on. That's a thing I'll do at the end. Okay, so Claude, let's see what chapter 6 on Claude had. I kind of like this one better. I think this cleans up that beginning. Okay. I want to see the interaction between them. Sleep okay? I'll leave you to it. Okay, I like this one. Hmm. People the chalk began a list of my own. You always work this early? Seems like a lot for someone trained by an act of God. The wedding won't plan itself. No, but it might survive 24 hours without you. The grain, the water, the char in the barrel, but then you have to wait years. Weather changes, barrels breathe differently, temperatures fluctuate. All you can do is create the right conditions and trust the process. Okay, I like that. Damn it. Try the landline. It's ancient but reliable. One moment, Miss Ramsey. I see. I'm afraid all RSVPs are currently reserved for VIP arrivals this afternoon. Several influencers are documenting their stay. I understand. I think that's going too fast. That's supposed to happen in like a later chapter once it clears out, so that he's got to drive her. So this is a problem with freaking Claude. It just, but there is some good things here with them interacting. I like the timeline thing, but let's see what we get. We might want to put that into chapter 7. We'll see what happens in chapter 7. Because in Gemini here, they're talking. Until then, you're safe here. Okay, so let's go take a look at chapter 7 for Gemini and what's happening there. Okay. A just tripped. More main mezzanine level is reading 90 to 79%. Oh, you know what? She went with him for the generator and all that, and I don't like it. I kind of like the thing in the kitchen better than her like borrowing boots and going off with him in chapter 6. That felt too rushed. So now I've got to try to fix this thing, this mess. The back door opened again. He was soaked. Breaker must have tripped. I don't know. Yeah, she's just still in freaking pajamas. Okay. Yeah. So I'm putting a gap here. Then we're going to go to Claude and go get that chapter 6 part where Bo came back. All right. Generator's back online. Beauregard, you're dripping all over my clean floor. And put a shirt on. I like it. Sorry about generator housing was underwater. Had to wait in. Okay. Yeah, because I like the to-do list. Mm-hmm. Okay. We'll grab this, bring it here. So we're cutting all this generator stuff. Timelines and expectations. Just hold it. Didn't she already call the deputy back and say, hey, I was fine? Yeah. Okay. I like this. That attaches to it okay. Sometimes control is an illusion. And then that way she says it's time to take back control, or at least the illusion of it. So she thought about his words and she's like, yeah, no, buddy. Okay. Chalkboard. Okay, so she got the group chat out. So I'm going to take this out. I immediately tried to tried calling Emily, but the signal dropped before it could connect. There we go. So that way she hasn't texted anybody and she texts down here. It's okay. That's all I could do. Ruth already announced that she was leaving. So Okay, so that's better. All right, we got 3,000 words. Now let's go get a chapter 7. I'm going to see what Claude did for chapter 7. I'll check the notes. Him making a list for her is so cute. I know. I was like, I have to have that detail. So what I ended up doing, if you really think about it, this is where you keep your copyright. Because I used a little bit of Gemini, I used a little bit of Ion, and then I used a little bit of Claude all in one chapter. So that is my copyright, those words in that order. Somebody could absolutely copy, a paragraph or something like that, but not all the paragraphs in the exact same order. So there we go. Well, you're right on time. Bride Squad, thanks. Okay, so we have to do the passing of time there. Let's see what chapter 7 of Ion was. Farm platter sat half demolished. Okay, nope. Oh. Morning. Gus. Damn, sensor's been twitchy all week. Number 7. Close enough. Grab a coat. Okay, this is kind of cool. Collaborating. Outside air is what? Oh, 75%? Should be lower, not higher. I'll bet my next paycheck. Moisture messing with the electronics. Need a wipe down and maybe a relocation. Bad juju. Versus inflated invoices. Unless you call the damn tech guys, then it's a mortgage payment. Holler if the sky falls. I like Gus. Gus is fun. Secret advice. Huh. Profit margins, worst enemy. Oh, hello. Ion. Good gravy. It's 4,000 words. He's just telling the whole damn story, and so is she. Like, what the heck, people? Barley's the cat. Oh, hello. We're teaching. We're kissing. I love Ion. Okay. I like Ion for chapter 7. Let's see what Claude did for chapter 7. We have a tour. You see more than inventory. Maid of honor. But I miss Gus. I think we need Gus at the beginning and then have the tour. But I liked all the Ion stuff where they were kissing. Do they kiss in this one? Okay. That was a mess. You were real. Everyone's either selling something or buying a story. She had a story. Careful. That's the bourbon talking. Of course you will. All right, we need to see how chapter 8 goes. Chapter 8 is where their sex scene is. When you have the budget. I'm sure you're going to get back to your phone. My phone will survive. 27, huh? And counting. Their loss. Professional research, Miss Ramsey. This is a sample. Okay. All right. No, it's not. You looked real. Wow, look at that. The exact same line is in the Claude one as what was in, or did I see that? No, Claude just echoed itself from chapter 7. Really? That seems a little bit too much. Okay. I want to see ions. So far, I still like the Uncle Gus one the best. Mm-hmm. Or not. Yes, Ion, you are much better at writing sex. Much, much better. Okay, but they're just saying each other's names back and forth. Okay. Good gravy. And yes, he does kneel before her. Like I say, Aeon is so much better at sex. Okay, so we know that one's good, and then we'll look at Gemini. I already read Gemini 7 with Uncle Gus, and I liked it. Let's see what Gemini has for 8. So I'm going to take from both. Storm circling back. this was, oh, I like this. This was Carter Creek's entire operation. Her sock drawer. Wait. That's one way. We. Okay, that's interesting. All right. So here's what we're going to do. 7, 8, 7, 8, 7, 8. I have them all turned on. And then I'm going to add a new document down here at the bottom. Chapter 7 and 8. Okay. So I'm going to use my Go. And might even want to use Ion for this. I'm going to say, hey, I have 3 versions of chapters 7 and 8 up above. I need a unified version of each chapter. I love the Uncle Gus stuff and the romance. And make each chapter about 3,000 words. You can, for chapter 7, and put together a cohesive chapter into the sex scene of chapter 8. But do not write chapter 8 yet. Just make a unified chapter 7. It's okay to ignore parts of the chapter versions. You're not trying to include everything. Let's see what it can do. We'll click go. Right. Ion was by far the best sex scene. The best sex scene out of the 3 that I skimmed. So these thinking models are able to kit bash. They couldn't, we used to not be able to kit bash, but now we can. Providing the best elements of the provided documents to create a cohesive 3,000 word chapter that builds the emotional romantic tension leading into the love scene. There we go. That's what I wanted. It just pulled from, I did tell it I like the Gus part. There's Barley. Okay. Did it literally just take the Gemini version? No, it brought some of the other stuff. Okay, so Gemini did not have, it did have Gus. Oh, I'm in a mess. There's too many good versions. Brick house. But the reason? The profit margin. We're collaborating. Okay. Gus Templeton, foreman. Only my ex-wife calls me Mr. Templeton. Okay. We'll go with this. Now I'm going to say great. In the Ion version. Go. Okay, let me check the chat. Yep. How we doing? Yeah, we're kit bashing away, definitely. Although there were pieces I liked of the other ones. However, okay, no, you just stop that. Stop. Thumbs down. Okay, I have to change my prompt is what the problem is. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to grab chapter 7. I'm going to close that out. I'm going to come up to the top, final one, new document, chapter 7, hit bash, come up to the top, boop, 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 boop. Oh. I have the whole thing turned on. Okay, and now I will turn off the chapter 7s. So we just have the chapter 8s. And now I'm down here. Okay, I have 3 versions of chapter 8 up above. I need a unified version of the chapter. Please take the best portions. Put together a cohesive chapter. Okay, so now it's just going to do chapter 8. Go. Hopefully I copied that. I did not copy that prompt before, so let me. This is the kit batch prompt. And I have everything turned on. I think that was in chapter 7, but we'll see. I don't think that was really good. Let's oh my goodness gracious. I did not put the chapter 7 in there, so that's why the chapter 8 repeated that stuff. Okay, so I got to run it again. I was like, I knew that the speakeasy thing had been in the other one, but I didn't have it. Okay. Go again. Yeah, I forgot to paste the chapter 7 in there. I do love plot drive for kit bashing. It makes it so easy to grab different versions of the chapters. We've got 30 minutes left. I think I can get through 8, 9, and 10, hopefully. Or, well, chapters 9 and 10. Mm-hmm. Okay. He is not kneeling before her. Oh, yes, he did. Did 7 end with the detour joke? The speakeasy. Okay. Mm-hmm. Total darkness. Okay, and then I can grab chapter 8 over here. Okay. Hmm. Okay, so I like this part. I think we're going to bring this up here. Sharp electrical generators fried. This is where I wish I could in okay, we're going to use some color coding because I forgot that this has color coding, so that way I can see what's doing it. So we're going to go right to here and color code this purple so I can see it. And then I'll paste this here. Damn it, illuminated. Okay. Move to a cabinet built in the stone wall. Yeah, this is good. Very responsible, Mr. Carter. Aha, see, that works. I like predictable. Here I am. Okay, yeah, so she went after him. I like it. Okay. 2,000 words, chapter 8, good to go. Control X. Come up here, bring in chapter 8. This is also a kit bash. And I will paste it in. Okay. We are good. We can turn off these other chapter 8s. is 9:36. So not bad. In 1 hour, basically, I have done chapters 6, 7, and 8. So 3 chapters in an hour. It's about 20 minutes an hour. And that's, I mean, I think that that's really good pacing for editing this stuff, you know, because it takes about 10 minutes to read it, 8 to 10 minutes to read it each chapter, and then you're spending 10 minutes trying to fix it. AI makes it so much faster to edit, in my opinion, because you can just toggle things on and be like, hey, I need a unified chapter, like put this together. And then I'm just checking its work. I'm really making AI be my junior writer here. And I want to make sure I don't forget to say, you know, every bit of this is my call. Every bit of this is being validated by me, and all of this is going to get another look through. So hopefully you picked up some cool techniques for this. I've got 2 more chapters to go for tonight, and then that will get us to chapter 10, and we are on target to get the rest of this book finished before tomorrow night. I mean, I'm doing 5 chapters every 2 hours. I feel like that's a very doable workload. You know, you take 2 hours, you get through 5 chapters, and then you go about your life or your rest of your day or anything like that. Maybe you do just 2 chapters if you're only working in hour increments. That's still getting a book out every 2 weeks. That's still 26 books a year. So artificial intelligence really helps authors take the time and the abilities that they have and really just craft masterful stories. I'm loving this time with Taylor and Bo. Are you kidding me? This is hot. I'm having so much fun with writing this. And I can't wait till I got it all together, and then I can sit with my Kindle and I can just read it. I'm excited to pass this on to April and to my sister Chris, and let them read it and see, like, okay, how do they like it? It's very Sydney Marsh. It fits right in with Snowstorms and Schnapps and Tumbleweeds and Tequila. And don't forget, we still have the limoncello, what was it? Landslides and limoncello. I did not forget that story. We are going to make sure we do that one too. So let's get back to it. Okay, so chapter 8. What was supposed to be chapter 9? Let's go take a look at the dossier and see where we are at. So I'm in the dossier, so I can look at the outline. That's character 9. Okay, so chapter 9 was supposed to be group chat guilt wake up. Barley. Loretta Hayes delivers black coffee and bourbon, cream cupcakes, phone fully charged, 72 more messages. Not her well-being. Bo's jaw ticks at Richard Sutton's cost over a nightmare. Bo's bedroom and the porch swing. Bourbon County day date. Bridge is still closed per county engineer. Bo declares a forced vacation. So they go ahead and do all of that. I see you. Chapter 11. Okay. I feel like we have a problem in the timeline because it shouldn't be the end of the night here. I feel like there should be a dinner or something going on. What? You brought the help? Okay, I like that because she's going to go back to her main world again. I feel like we're going to have an extra chapter here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to toggle these on, and I'm going to actually give it instructions so I can just get that chapter. So new document. And this happens. Chapter 9. At the big house of the resort. with all of the funny characters who were on the bus, and Carter and Bo and Taylor are a blushing new couple. Tina is all over it. The frat boy is jealous. And here is where more of the history of the place is told by Aunt Ruth, and all about Bo losing his mother early. Yeah. So it's just a pacing thing. So I have the story dossier on. This is a scene. This is a chapter. This is a new chapter. That will happen back to Bo's room at night and sleeping in his bed. More sex. There we go. So we click Go Go Gadget. Also, there should be more clothes given to Taylor, and shoes and boots. I don't know. More clothes given to Taylor. Okay, so there we go. And we'll click Go Go Gadget, and we'll let Gemini write that. So I have the story dossier turned on and all of the chapters that I have finalized, and now we're doing a chapter 9. Nothing else is toggled on. Sometimes when you're working with your story, the pacing is a little bit off when you're like, okay, well, we're deep in this. I can't just jump to she wakes up the next morning. I need a comical, light-hearted dinner in here because I'm thinking about the timeline. This is now Friday night. So she's not going to get back until Saturday afternoon, with the wedding being on Sunday. So that's a big deal. It thinks it's Ion. That's funny. You just had sex with a stranger on a table in his Prohibition era cellar. You're wearing his coat and nothing else, and you have no wallet, no clean clothes, and are officially a missing person. It's okay. We're okay. So, what's the protocol for this? Well, usually I offer the lady a tour of the bottling line, but the generator just fried itself, so that's out. A tour of the bottling line is practically foreplay. Good to know for future reference. For now, the protocol is dinner. Ruth will have our hides if we miss her pot roast. She only makes it when the weather's bad. It says it's soul-mending food. Dinner? I can't. I look like I just had sex on a table in a cellar. Besides, we're the only ones who know what happened on that table. Pajama pants. My mom's. She was a size big. Size 8. He was lending me his dead mother's shoes. Brace yourself. The castaways have formed a committee. This is good. Holding mine possessively. I knew it! Brandy, didn't I tell you? You did, Tina. You called it. Said he looked at her like she was a rare single barrel release. Ruth smells good. It is. And it's about time you two joined us. We were about to send a search party. Though judging by the look of you, you weren't exactly lost. A storm. It was too late. We were a thing. So, 400-year-old bourbon distillery, because my girls and I just played Never Have I Ever until we ran out of things we haven't done. For 4 hours. Those must be some very sensitive sensors. They are. The relative humidity can affect the rate of evaporation and the expansion and contraction of the barrel staves. It's a critical data point for ensuring consistency in the aging process. The table went silent. Damn, Conan Myers muttered from across the table. She even makes checking the thermostat sound boring. Some of us were worried, thought you might have been kidnapped by some hillbilly moonshiner. We make a bourbon here, Conan, not moonshine. There's a difference. Is there? Looks like a bunch of old barns to me. You should see it. I'm sure it's very impressive. Does he let you look at the pretty labels all by yourself, or does a grown-up have to be there with you? Oh my gosh. Since we're going to act like family, that means you compliment the cook and you don't insult the host. Understand? Good. Now, Taylor, honey, we can't have you running around in my nephew's pajamas for the rest of your stay. You're about a foot shorter than him, and you look like a child who's been playing in her father's closet. Things that might fit a bit better. Nonsense. Someone's got to. Eat when a barrel's leaking and who still thinks a Henley and a rain slicker count as being dressed for dinner. It's good to see this place so full of life, Sarah loved a full house. Every single one had to have a porch and a fireplace because people needed a place to sit and be quiet and a place to gather and be warm. Aww. 15. He's just sitting there. Holy hell, the bourbon is good. Apple crumble. Conan, my idea of a good time involves a balanced ledger and 12% ROI. The feeling your definitions of party wouldn't line. You're a cheap date. Don't give up your hopes. That's just the baseline. I also require a full portfolio review and a 5-year projection plan. Oh my gosh. Better? Much. I'm not some tragic figure from a small town romance novel. I'm just a guy trying to keep his family's legacy from turning into a theme park. I see all of it. Okay. I like it. Perfect. That is what I wanted. I wanted something in between those. Okay, so now we have that chapter 9. Now I can pull from the chapter 9s and go ahead and pick one of them to be a chapter 10. Then I need to put a note to myself. Hey, you wrote a chapter 9 that was not on the outline. So, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and fix the chapterization real fast because I already planned to do that because chapters, I think I want the chapters 2,000 to 3,000 words. So that one's good. Chapter 4 was short. Chapter 5 was okay. Oh dear, if I start making changes, it's going to be hard for me to find it, but I can. It's fine. That'll be 3,000 words on that one. I think it works. We'll chapterize at the end. That's a better time because I might have other issues. I might decide to take it up on its thing about making the pacing of the pub crawl longer. So we're at 9:50. I got chapter 9, and now I need a chapter 10. But I have to read the chapter 9s for the chapter 10s because she's got to wake up in the morning. Sleek black cat. You must be the stray. Bo called me at dawn, said he had a guest, and could I please bring the good coffee and some of my bourbon cream cupcakes? Thank you. You have no idea. I'm so sorry I have your wallet. The father. Okay, so I'm going to turn on chapter 9s. Ooh. Mm-hmm. Dietary files are on the share drive. I have access. Okay. Who will handle the dietary substitutions? They think I'm dead. Fonts on the fucking koozies. Just Taylor. Not what Emily needs. What do you need? I need the creek to go down faster. All right. Eat something, then shower or don't, but fortify. Obligation runs better on caffeine and sugar. Late afternoon. I think this one just works. Yeah, I like this one. This just works. We'll just make that chapter 10. I know I should read the others too, but I'm not falling in for that trap. This feels like the good emotional. They had sex last night. Yeah. It was so good, but it's okay. And he was very sweet. Okay, but now I'm like, I need to know. I need to know what the other ones are. So I'll look at Gemini. I didn't like Loretta was there so early. It was kind of weird. I'll look at Claude. Morning to you too. Oh, you're not Mr. Carter. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Loretta doesn't really make sense because if the road is clear for Loretta, then they could leave and she could go back. Take a breath. Come on, let's go get some. Okay. It could be. Okay, I kind of like this. So show me the... Yeah, I like this part. You just have to be patient. Okay, I like this one too. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this, call it Claude. Put it up here. We're going to do that same kit bash thing. Kit bash. Bring it up. Okay, we got a few more minutes. We're doing okay. If I go 20 minutes after the hour, I'll be right at 2 hours. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and pull that prompt again. Okay. I have 2 chapter 10s, which correlate to chapter 9 in the outline. The chapter 9 above is a new scene. I like both versions. I really like the romance and dialogue of chapter 10 Claude. Can you read both chapter 10s and write a unified version of the best parts and dialogue so that we have that lead in at the end to go see the apiary? I love when Bo asks her, what does she need? And I want her to say she needs the creek to go down. And then she will and then Bo kisses her and says, you know, he understands. But then she does the, what would you do if you were me and had a day off? Explaining that he will take her back. Later in the afternoon, because Loretta lives by one bridge, but the bigger bridge is still out. Okay, go Gadget. Yeah. Oh, good grief. I'm sorry. I looked. It's my fault. I'm sorry. I know y'all are laughing at me, but you know, listen, just because I say you're not supposed to find the best does not mean it's an easy thing to do. Okay. At least I'm honest. Like, if that's the goal, I'm okay with accepting I'm not perfect and I'm not fully there yet. One day I will be. It does get easier the more and more you do this. And I'm still happy because my goal was to get 5 chapters edited in 2 hours. And we not only did that, we did 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So yeah, we did 5 chapters, which is great. So we'll add all that up and the new words and everything like that. I gave you guys some good prompts. I think this was a successful live. I mean, you tell me. Are we doing okay? Mm-hmm. What do you need? It's a rough ride, but it's passable. The main bridge, the one on the highway, is still under 3 feet of water. Maybe evening. So there's a way out? There's a way. I could go. I'd probably start with one of Ruth's cupcakes. Should be Loretta's cupcakes. Even though he tells the same 3 jokes every time. Okay, show me this famous honey. Yes, ma'am. All right, that's a good turn. I likes it. It's still short, though. Mm. Well, how can she have the warmth, but then Bo's gone? Consume me some more. With a yawn. Wouldn't hurt. Okay. Then he's gone. Yeah. We don't need everything to smell. We don't run through our world sniffing stuff. Okay. Okay, I like this part, but I like the part from the Kit Bash where she says, "Morning, honey." Ruth sent reinforcements. Okay. This is the one I was fixing. So here. Morning, honey. Koozie fonts. They're my family. What did I need? Take that part out and we'll put it where the messages are here. And then all the way to where he kisses her. He called me Taylor. Right here, that's where that goes. I need. Okay. What would you do? All right, take that out. All right, now we got 3,337 words. That's what I like. Okay, so I can delete this one. Moose trash. And I can delete the kit bash. Okay, so we've got chapter 10 done, which was Ion and some more. So this was, oh geez, chapter 10. It's Ion and some kit bash. Kit bash. Okay, so saving that. We are right at 2 hours, 33:77. Let's see what the final tally is. Oh, thank you. Love it. Wonderful. Okay, good. So this is helping. Okay, good. Delilah, you're loving this. I'm happy. Going great. Very helpful. Go, go, gadget. Indeed. Or do you pick one smell only, not this and not that? Make up your mind. Yeah, I know. It's like, it smells of sunshine and regret. Like, what? What? All right, let's see what we tallied up for the 2 hours. I'm really happy, you guys. This is feeling good. I'm getting stuff done. I feel successful as an author. Love this little story. Can't wait to read it all together. If you're wondering, could I keep going and do 5 more chapters? I could if I had to. However, I don't want to, and here's why. I would get worse and worse at being able to remember all of the bits and bobs. If you watch me as I'm doing this, I'm holding a lot in my working memory, which is fine. You know, you can do that. But as I do more chapters in one session, I lose it. So this way, when we start the new session tomorrow morning, I will do a repeat of that. Hey, check chapters 1 through 10 and see now if there's any inconsistencies so we can fix them. And then I'll start moving on 11 through 15. By the way, 14,897 words. So I'm going to come over to our stuff here. And so we are now at 10:11 p.m. Let's see. We started the 8 p.m. session from 8:30. So it was roughly 2 hours. Got 5 more chapters done. including writing a new chapter 9. So look at chapter 10 for chapter 11 in the morning. Yeah, you can leave yourself notes. 897 words. Total so far, we had 3.5 hours, 2 hour and a half, right? The afternoon one was an hour and a half, I think. Yeah, 5 hours. So another 2 hours. So we're at 7 hours. 7 hours. And we are at plus, what was it? 89.45. Well, that's not shabby at all. Whole story. Outlined, drafted, and 23,842 words, rough edited. Now, I'm going to talk about this for just 1 second. Share that tab instead. Sorry about that. So I wrote that down. Okay. October 6th, a little bit less than a year ago. Last summer, Stacy and I did 20,000 words in about 6 hours. Okay. And that was with the story already. It was longer than that. It was like 9 to 10 hours with deciding the story and all that. Then in October, remember, I had the story already. So if I was to cut off the 3.5 hours it took for us to plan out that story and everything like that, and just went with the 1.5 hours yesterday and the 2 hours today, so that it would be 1.5 plus 3 or plus 2, sorry, 3.5 hours to get 24,000, almost 24,000 words drafted or rough edited up. I mean, that is a way faster rate than what we were working at in October 6th. It is faster to batch your tasks. So what that means is using your first draft, even if it feels slower, and y'all see me going slow, I'm like kit bashing 3 versions of this thing, because it can just generate all of that raw clay that you're putting on the wheel. When you actually keep track of your data, if you separate out that pre-work, as you know, even if you throw that in, we're right at 7 hours for 23,000 words. And we did 20,000 words over 12 chapters. They were shorter chapters. I would say this is a much more complicated project than Snowstorms and Schnapps. I have way more characters. I mean, Snowstorms and Schnapps was 3 characters. Well, maybe 5 with the little minor characters of the assistant at the beginning and at the end. But here I have a whole cast of characters. Here I'm actually writing a novel. I'm not really writing a novella. We just hit novella length and we're halfway through the story. And I'm really, really happy with how the character is moving on. I like how she was in a world changing. She's rejected the call to change. So this is what's called a mirror moment, where literally he held up a mirror for her and he said, "What do you need?" She's like, "I need to get back to reality." And then she had a change of heart, you know, thinking it through a little bit more of like, okay, maybe she can do both. And so now she's going to go look at the bees and the honey. And we'll have a little bit more space time of them kind of falling for each other before they go back to reality, where she's going to hear him. He's going to hear her, you know, make fun of him or whatever, and he's going to leave her, and then she's going to go after him. So I'm loving this story. It is so tropey with the romance. I love borrowed clothes. I love the flannel. I love the speakeasy. I love the bourbon. I mean, it's a good time. All right. If you guys could like and subscribe, there's 43 of you. I will see you guys tomorrow morning. And I'm going to leave you with an old song, an oldie but goodie. Who here would like to hear the Editing Blues? We haven't played that one in a while. So I'm going to go ahead and play Editing Blues to send us out here, and then I'll pop back on to say goodbye. All right. I changed my mind. we'll do editing blues in the morning. I want to hear Angels Share. Since we just had the most romantic moment with them, who's down for Angels Share, the other song that we did yesterday morning? That was so cute. Yeah. Okay, so Angels Share it is.
Heat on the porch, cicadas singing low, fireflies tracing silver on the night. I was a shadow in my own glow, till your whiskey eyes found mine in candlelight. You said stay a while, let the thunder roll, and something steady settled in my soul. Pour out the dark, let the sweetheart stare. Breathe in the storm and the old smoke air. Some love drifts upward like a prayer, but what lingers between us is the angel's share. Your calloused hands read the lines I hide, brush them gentle like a summer breeze. In your quiet laugh I learned to reside, found a home beyond apologies. Let the bright lit world keep its polished shine. I'll trade it all for this hush that's ours tonight. Pour out the dark, let the sweetheart stare. Breathe in the storm and the oak smoke air. Some love drifts upward like a prayer, but what lingers between us is the angel's share. Maybe dawn brings questions we can't outrun, but every taste of your name on my tongue says the stillness inside these barrel walls will carry us when daylight calls. Pour out the dark, let the brave heart swear. Under lightning skies where the thunder's air, some love drifts upward thin as air, but what stays in our hearts is the angel's share. Yeah, the best of our love is the angel's share. Let it rise, let it rise, let the angels take their due. What's left in this glass is me and
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for being here for all of these sessions. I'm so excited to see you in the morning. And for those who are in the mastermind and accelerator, let's go have an after party in the lab room. See you guys there. Bye.